Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. In today's video we're going to actually talk about one of the worst weapons in the entire game, and that is the GKS SMG. And I know there's plenty of people that disagree with that. People even put out videos saying how overpowered it is after it went to hit scan. It's definitely not overpowered. It's still on the weaker end of weapons. It can compete at some of the distant ranges, especially if you're dealing with SMGs, because it has such low recoil. But beyond that, it is pretty much a trash weapon. So in the gameplay, I'm going to go ahead and break down. You're going to see I do pretty well with it, but there's certain scenarios where I probably would have won the gunfight if I was using another weapon because of the slower time to kill. So if you ever use the GKS and you feel like it's a very strong weapon or a good weapon or a decent weapon, it's probably just you. And it goes back to that thing I always say. Sometimes people say, how do you get easy lobbies? And it goes back to that Nick Merckx potato analogy. If you can't find the potatoes, you're probably the potatoes. So with that, let's go ahead and get into the best class setup. And the best class setup for the GKS, in my opinion, is reflex sight, grip 1, grip 2 with long barrel. I run the ComSec device with flak jacket, gung ho, and dead silence. And if you're looking to slide cancel or take advantage of the extra mobility, dexterity is the way to go over gung ho. So since I've already gone over the best class setup, that's where a lot of people typically like to take off because they're not looking to improve or they don't think they'll actually improve from watching me. Go ahead and make sure you hit the like button and subscribe before you dip out. So with that, let's go ahead and jump into the gameplay breakdown. And throughout the gameplay breakdown, I'm going to be giving you kind of my insights, what I'm thinking as I'm navigating the map, and kind of using my teammates' position as well as the enemy position to navigate and control the map the way I want. I am playing Deathmatch Domination solo, which is typically a little bit harder to do, and that's why I like to run the ComSec device with those high streaks, because more often than not, I'm going to have to carry my team, and the best way to do that is with streaks. You can go ahead and try and run UAV counter, but more often than not, your teammates will just choke that lead and continue to die faster than you can possibly get around the map and get those kills. So I'm lucky I was able to turn around on this guy. He wasn't able to keep up with my strafing. I was able to outgun him. Now I'm working my way back around towards my teammates because that radar shroud is blocking that side of the map. It makes it a little bit difficult to predict where enemies are going to be. So I'm sticking to the side without that radar shroud, and you can see it just got destroyed. And what I'm doing is I'm going to go ahead and peek the spawn, see if anyone's coming up that left side, and that gives me an opportunity to peek this side comfortably, knowing that no one's going to rush up behind me. I go ahead and peek the spawns. This is where the enemies should be coming through, and then I saw that little bit of spawn area, and now I'm working my way back towards the middle of the map. And the key at the beginning of every match, I always like to get that first set of streaks, so I might play a little bit slower just to get the first set, and then I can get the ball rolling and just steamroll the lobby. And in these scenarios, what ends up happening is most of the good players on the enemy team will leave, and this is a scenario where they do not leave. There's a guy who's anti-ing, he switched from the KN, he switches to the Switchblade, he switches to the Cordite, which all have faster time to kills than the GKS. So I end up outgunning him majority of the time just because I'm a decent player. But in the certain scenarios, I'm end up running up against them, and there's literally nothing you can do. If you both aim at each other, whoever shot first, it doesn't really matter because the GKS time to kill is that slow. Even in some scenarios, if I run up against a rampart, they can literally kill me 1.5 times before I'm able to kill them. Now I'm peeking in the spawn. I think a few people are coming out. I gotta go ahead and kind of play this one. I didn't know that there's a guy on the right. You're gonna see me go ahead and jump over, and I'm peeking it. It looks like it gets destroyed. I decide to push up, and for whatever reason, after I shoot this guy, I get shot from the right. I have no clue where that guy came from because literally the Thresher hit. So I was using my map awareness, paying attention, saw the Thresher went through. I didn't get a hit marker or anything, so there's no indication that there was a guy camping on that head glitch with the Maddox. Now I'm pushing up, trying to get a little bit of map control. I go ahead and jump up. I end up taking this objective. You can see where my teammates are, and now I'm predicting that the enemies are coming from this west side of the map. There's a lot of information to take in. I'm pre-aiming this area because once I peek that left side, I know it takes X amount of seconds for the enemy to come around that corner, and then I go ahead and peek the area until my teammates flood up with me. Now we're kind of triple capping, and we do have strong control of the map, but when you do triple cap, it tends to make things a little unorganized. I can see there's a few guys on the left, my teammates over there kind of following up behind me. As soon as my teammate decides to take that corner, I go ahead and step back out, take the first guy out, see if I want to re-engage, and then I go ahead and shoot that guy as well, and I'm able to take out both of them. Got my sniper's nest for the second time, and I know there's a guy somewhere around this left side, and I know if I go ahead and get the Thresher and the strike team, I'm going to hold off to call those in until the next round. Go ahead and take that guy coming out of spawn, one of the little bit easier kills, and then I go ahead and decide to jump up, see if I can get another easy kill here. I'm just kind of pre-aiming, seeing what I can do. I go ahead and heal up, come back out, help out my team, end up taking that guy out in the spawn. And that's the guy who's going to be troublesome. He ends up killing me twice with the specialist, which is kind of unfair because that gun kills way too quick, fires really fast if you're aiming down sight, and it just absolute melt machine. One of the most broken specialists in the game. but that's not what we're talking about in this video. We're talking about the GKS, which definitely needs a buff. And at the halfway point, I'm 50-3. I feel like I'm gonna win this match. It's pretty secure. Once those people left, they ended up joining a little bit sweatier players, so the second half is a little bit more contested. I get a little bit more lax, but regardless of that, we still have a commanding lead because the streaks do so much damage. I go ahead and jump on the objective. I throw my ammo bag there because I want all the different points from them grabbing the ammo, and I also get the points from capturing the objective. I was only thinking there's 1 point over here, so I go ahead and jump up thinking there's only one guy. Kind of gave away my position. I jump up, end up getting killed by the guy on the left. Probably would have taken him out if I had a little bit faster time to kill, or I was able to hit my shots. But for whatever reason, all my teammates went around the right side. We had full map control in the previous round. For whatever reason, everything changed. I know that capturing B is the main objective in this mode. I ended up taking that guy out there. He almost outgunned me, but because I was able to snap on first and hit my shots, I was able to take him out. And pretty much right here, I'm kind of capturing B all by myself. I am playing the objective. I can easily stick around the outskirts, try and get some kind of streak from camping or whatever the case is, but I'm literally playing the objective. I end up getting outgunned here. The guy's strafing way too fast. I miss all my shots. Now he's using a switchblade. That's all good though. I gotta go ahead and get back over there. Literally, I don't have any teammates moving that direction. When he did have a specialist weapon, he shot down my strike team instantly, so I didn't have any help on that front, which I normally would have had. So this is kind of normally what I'm used to dealing with when I play objective game modes. I might be playing the objective, but most of my teammates, they're going to wander around. They don't know how to play the game. They'll go ahead and triple cap. They do all this nonsense, flipping spawns, and they never really have true control of the map. An unfortunate part about that is I'm going to have some unfortunate deaths if I'm actually playing the objective. But besides the point, how would I like to see the GKS buff? So the change I would like to see is to its 5-meter range, where it does have a lower time to kill. I'd like to see that buffed up to maybe 10-15 meters, so I'd be able to outgun a lot more people in those SMG ranges. Because like you saw, I was able to take out both of those people, but they were within melee distance, so that is within that 5-meter range. If they were a little bit farther than that, the time to kill drops off by about 100 milliseconds, which is significant in this game. More often than not, you're going to lose that gunfight if you guys both fire at the same time, just because they have the better weapon with the faster time to kill. So right here, you can see I'm locking down the objective, paying attention to what my teammates are doing, seeing what they're covering, seeing what they're not covering, and basically filling in those gaps. I see someone coming out. I try to jump shot as they come around the corner. My teammate's in the spawn, and I'm feeling like there's some people coming around the corner. A little bit bad timing. I get out of there. Dexterity might have helped with the slide. I come out, end up taking out both of them, get hit markers, and then end up finishing off the second guy. Now I have a Thresher and a Sniper's Nest, which is going to help in this round. Paying attention to what the dog's doing. And as far as the minimap goes, what I'm doing is making sure that these are our spawns. And how we do that is, you can see once my teammates push up, they end up taking out the guy on the left, and these end up being pretty much our spawns. I'm going to go ahead and get the free capture points. My teammates are on it. I might as well grab it. If your teammates are going to flip the spawn, you might as well go for it. I'm seeing the guy come up on the minimap. I pre-fire, end up getting the last shot on the guy, and ends up finishing him off. Coming around this left side, you can see there is a guy in engagement right here. The Thresher ends up cleaning that area up. My teammate's still in that area, but I'm able to push around this left side. Right here, I'm going to get an engagement. I thought I could go ahead and take both of these guys on, but I go ahead and push a little bit too aggressively and end up not hitting the guy that's actually aiming at me. Now you can see he's using the cordite. He ends up changing the weapon. That's usually what you do when you're not confident with the particular weapon you're using, or you're trying to counter a particular playstyle. Right now, I'm kind of moving around the map, kind of posting up, securing lanes for my teammates, so they're able to navigate around the map the way I'd like to see them navigate around the map. I go ahead and come out, end up taking that guy out again. I switch to the hip fire, and the main reason for that is because with a 6.6 sensitivity, it's a lot harder to track someone when they're that close, especially if they're moving across your screen. You're going to be more likely to hit them with the hip fire than actually trailing behind them when you're aiming down sight. So right here, I'm just hitting that guy in the back of the spawn. Did have body armor on, so that adds to the time to kill. And that's the other issue with this particular gun. It does not have FMJ, and you get severely punished because it has a lower time to kill. What I'd like to also see is them change long barrel 2 out, which is basically useless unless you're running a suppressor, and actually swap that out for FMJ, and this would make this gun way more viable. So buffing that short meter range so you get a faster time to kill within that closer proximity, and then in addition to that, making sure that you have an FMJ attachment to counter people with body armor. So once I heard that shot cart, I went ahead and slid out of the way, shot the shot cart, and then took that guy out. More often than not, if you're paying attention to those audio cues, you can hear it coming around the corner. You can typically position yourself where you have enough time to hit that square button, pull out the little shock drone thing, and then go ahead and engage in that gunfight. And that's what I did there. I was thinking that maybe I'm going to be able to slide out, hit it, and then go ahead and take the guy out, which luckily I was able to do so. Right there, I don't know what the heck happened with my bullet reg, but I was able to take both of those guys out. See a guy coming up around the corner. I'm trying to take a different angle. Looks like my teammate took him out. But a lot of it comes down to that map control. Right here, you can see we're locking down B. My teammates are paying attention to this left side. I go ahead and re-engage. I see the guy coming out. Insta-melts me with the cordite where it has like that 4-shot kill range and a significantly faster time to kill at that range. So no matter what, even if I landed all my shots, that guy looked like he hit all of his shots. So no matter what, in that scenario, this gun loses every single time. Not to say that you need to buff this gun to the point where you're going to win that gunfight every single time, but the time to kill should be a little bit closer so the GKS is actually balanced. For the most part, you don't see anyone use this weapon because of that slower time to kill. Even though it's laser accurate and compete with some of the rifles at very long ranges, it's really not all that good of a weapon. Unless you're a really good player, you can actually maximize it. So I end up coming through, I end up taking this guy out. We kind of broke each other's paths. Then I go ahead and come out, end up shooting this guy, end up taking him out. He ended up using a specialist weapon to kill me a few times. I shoot at him for a little bit of extra measure, and you're going to see he gets pissed off, even though he stayed in the lobby. There was no reason for him to stay in the lobby, but that's how it goes. Maybe he was looking for a challenge or whatever the case is. At the end of the day, I end up running the lobby because we end up winning 400 to like 225 or whatever the case is. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the gameplay breakdown. This is a little bit different. Finally, we got a featured playlist mode that is on the main feature that is actually good. So I'll probably incorporate a little bit more of Deathmatch Domination. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, hit the like button. And if you're brand new around here, like to stick with the channel, make sure you do subscribe with notifications on. Appreciate all the support. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a great day.